Dave Palumbo with another RxMuscle rant brought to you by Redcon One. Today's topic is going to be a good one because Andre Rush is the White House chef, or one of the White House chefs that works there. This guy is unbelievable. A lot of people have been reporting on him from news agencies all over the world because it seems to be the story of the week. I know Nick over at Nick's Strength and Power did a really good little description of what's going on over there as well. But I wanted to talk about this guy because I think a lot of people have a lot of doubts about him. First of all, he's 45 years old. He's a retired military guy for many years. I think he was in the service for over 20 years, something like that. He's now, cooking. I don't know how he got the job at the White House. Great job. But the guy is huge. He's got 24-inch arms. He's like almost 320 pounds, something like that. He's just an enormous guy. He's got tremendous, obviously, strength. He claims that he can bench press. He does like 4 sets of like 450 on the bench for like 25 reps. He also claims he's done a 700-pound bench press. And he also claims that he eats ridiculous amounts of food. I think he eats 4 whole chickens, a dozen eggs every day, 2 protein shakes. And you know what the funny thing is? People are like, oh, he's lying. They're sensationalizing the story. I don't believe they are. I've seen guys like this, in prison who just eat prison food and look like this. I've seen guys at Diamond Gym, when we did our Bros vs. Pros, lifting ridiculous amounts of weights, also with tremendous arms and tremendous strength who've done this. And you got to remember, the guy's been working out his whole life. He's 45 years old. He was in the military. He trains, he eats, he lives the lifestyle. And he just happens to have tremendous genetics. If Ronnie Coleman never went into professional bodybuilding and he ate like this, I guarantee that's what Ronnie would have looked like. Because I saw Ronnie before he's ever taken a single steroid, and this guy was enormous, okay? And he was lean too. You got to remember, Andre Rush is not ripped, so some of his body weight is body fat, but he's tremendously proportioned. I guess that's the best way. The thing that's impressive is everyone likes arms, okay? Let's face it. Arms and chest is the showy body part, right? That's what impresses people. They don't look at legs. We don't even know what this guy's legs look like. But his upper body is huge, and he's got the tremendous shoulders, arms, and chest, and that's what enables you to bench press, heavy weights. This guy's made for bench pressing. I'm sure if he ever had a bench press coach and they taught him some technique, he'd probably break every raw bench press record. Now, he claims he does 700 pounds. I'm sure it's a bounce off the chest, 700, which is still insane by any means. If you've ever seen anyone even bench press 600, it's the most impressive thing you'll ever see. 700 bends the bar, okay? I've seen Jimmy Pilecki bench press 800 pounds, for one awkward rep. But who cares if it's sloppy or not? The guy's not trying to set, bench press records. He's not doing official meets. He's just telling you how strong he is. And I've seen guys do that type of weight. So when you try to say, well, the world raw bench press record is only 700 whatever pounds, don't compare it to that. What he does is gym lifting, okay? Probably someone gives him a lift with the weight. He bounces off his chest a little bit, but that's 700 pounds. If you could bounce 700 pounds off your chest and get that lockout on that, you did 700 pounds. I'm sorry, that's the fact. And once again, I've seen some serious, legitimate lifting at these Bros vs. Pros competitions that I've held over the last 5 years, and I was astounded by some of the lifts that some of these guys can do. We've seen some, Big Shep over there at Diamond Gym. I got to give his props. I've seen him do 600 pounds, okay? It wasn't a pretty 600 pounds, but he got that weight up, and I was, once again, and that was after lifting at the event the whole day. So there's guys out there who can lift and who are genetically made to be strong and big. And when you eat that kind of food that this guy's eating to support what he's doing, you can tell the guy's not super ripped. He's just big looking, and I don't know why people are doubting him, but I'm super impressed. I'd love to get him on my Live with talk show. We're going to reach out to him, I think. I want to really hear how he got into that job with the White House. But, this guy is, not only is he strong, not only has he got a good personality, but he also is a great chef, and that's something that he was able to parlay. Think about it. He was a military guy for years. To find another passion that you're good at, okay, is something that's unique in our industry. And I think a lot of people, they are afraid to recreate themselves. Andre Rush recreated himself 3 times. Once as a military man, okay, as a bodybuilder, power lifter, and now as a chef. And, you know, I'm sure when he leaves I think he said he was going to leave the White House and he was going to start his own like business or something like that outside. I'm sure he'll be successful at that because he's got the work ethic. And that's why he's so successful at what he does. That's why his lifts are so impressive. But the guy lives the lifestyle. He eats the food. He puts it down. You know, people always doubted Vic Richards. Oh, Vic Richards this, Vic Richards that. He sensationalized everything. But the guy was enormous. He was over 300 pounds. He was one of the most impressive looking guys in the gym you've ever seen. You know? Yeah, all right, he never competed in a pro bodybuilding show, but who cares? He was one of the most talked about guys of the 80s and 90s. So, you know, it goes back to say, what are you trying to accomplish? Everyone has their own niche. Not everyone wants to be Mr. Olympia. Not everyone wants to be the strongest guy on a powerlifting stage. Okay, some guys just like to be impressive looking in person. You know, look at the guy from, what's his name, from the Green Mile, that movie. He died recently, but I forget his name. Michael Clark Duncan. He was crazy impressive too. He was a huge dude. And I guarantee he probably never took any drugs. He probably just ate and worked out, you know, and that's just the way his genetics work. Just like some guys are super skinny and super ripped. There's genetic variation in the human population, and if you embrace what your genetics are, you'll be great at it. And that's what that's what Andre Rush is. So guys, you know, it's always great to showcase someone outside of the bodybuilding world who embraces our bodybuilding lifestyle. For now though, I'm Dave Palumbo with another RxMuscle rant.